3 debris fields, and there have been at least 18 bodies recovered at this point. So
no survivors.
No survivors found just yet.
But 18 people.
18 people,
yeah.
18 souls.
And again, we know that at least they were trying to find at least 67 people, 64 people on the plane, 3 folks on board that Black Hawk helicopter.
And with 3 debris fields.
3 debris fields.
And we talked about how far this all scattered. That is a massive, massive area for them to try to work and find these loved ones of people who are waiting right now for any piece of information about their loved ones. You know, this reminds us, this is our community. Yeah. These are our neighbors, these are our friends, these are our colleagues, and a lot of people are hurting tonight into this early morning. A lot of hearts are broken. A lot of dreams came down with that plane tonight.
Yeah.
And we cannot forget the humanity here. And then all these first responders who have been in the water and in the trenches, getting into that murky water. It's very deep. It's not easy terrain, as Topper has told us, and as we well know from being in this area. This is not an easy task, and it is also dark, right? So that is also working against them as well, but they are working very, very hard at this early morning hour at 12:08.
Yeah, we heard from that former TSB investigator a short time ago, Greg Feith, and he mentioned that, you know, these conditions here for divers just are not safe. Right. So you look at this and you assume that these divers can just jump in and rescue folks, but they're putting their lives on the line as well by jumping into those waters. So they have to make sure they're protected before they do anything else, but they have been out there.
Leslie and Lorenzo, I want to let you know, maybe about 5 minutes ago, I just wrapped up one of the most heartbreaking interviews of my professional career. A gentleman, along with another family member, was waiting to get information on his wife, that was on that American Airlines flight coming from Wichita, Kansas into Reagan National. He showed me the text message, that the last one that he received from his 26-year-old wife, where she said that she was preparing to land in about 20 minutes. And that was the last message that he received from her. I asked him what's going through his mind, how is he feeling? And you can see him visibly shocked. We're working on trying to get that sound turned around in studio. Once you guys get that sound prepared, let me know and I'll certainly toss to it. But it was heartbreaking to hear what this man was going through. I asked him what sort of information had he received from the airline. He said nothing. Anything from investigators? Nothing. He said it wasn't until he looked on social media that he realized something had happened, and he brought his way down here to the airport. We have that sound ready. Let's take a listen.
I'm just praying that somebody's pulling her out of the river right now as we speak. That's all I can pray for. I'm just praying to God.
When was the last time you spoke with her?
She texted me that they were landing in 20 minutes.
Can you show us a text message that you got from her?
Landing in 20 minutes. The rest of my text did not get delivered. That's when I realized something might be up.
That's when he realized something might be up, when he didn't get a response from his wife who was on that plane. I asked him about his wife. He said that she went to Wichita, Kansas for work, and that she always had a fear of flying, that she never really was comfortable. And tonight he is waiting desperately for answers. He's by his phone trying to talk with anyone that could potentially give him some information. I told him the little bit of information that we had and provided that to him. But you saw him along with another family member pacing this terminal 2, trying to get answers about his wife that was on that American Airlines flight. Guys.
You know, that gentleman that you talked with reminds us that the plane crashed, but dreams crashed, hopes crashed, lives crashed. So much happened when that plane did not land on runway 33 like it was supposed to tonight.
In terms of talking to people, earlier today, while we were doing our first report, earlier this evening, I should say, a young man came up to us and he said, I saw it. And we wanted to be able to show you kind of his sound. He's left since now. He's really trying to, you could tell when you looked at him, he's a little bit shell-shocked in this whole incident. And he really wanted to express sort of how in awe he was of what happened. But, you know, in the moments, this is what he told us. If we can play that sound about what Jimmy Maisel saw earlier tonight. Take a listen.
So tonight, I was just with my girlfriend at the park, at Gravelly Point Park, right next to Reagan National Airport, and we were eating dinner, just as normal, taking in the nice views, and we noticed the planes started having regular patterns, and they all kind of dispersed from their regular landing patterns, and then we looked up in the sky before that, and we saw these white flare.
What were you thinking when you saw these white flares?
We didn't think much of it. We thought they were like shooting stars. I don't know. I couldn't really explain it, but we didn't really think much of it until we saw the fire trucks start going out to the tarmac and the police cars and the police boats. It was insane. It was really insane.
What can you, I mean, for people who didn't see it, what did you feel as you're watching all this happen?
I felt very curious. I wondered what the giant response was for. I was just like waiting for the answer. So I was very like on edge, trying to find out.
And now have you kind of heard a little more about, we're kind of getting details coming out. What is it, to your understanding, you've heard is what's going on?
From my understanding, it's that a American Airlines flight came into contact or had a crash with a military helicopter right before landing. So
Who was telling you that? Was there any?
I think it was released by the FAA.
Oh, my question is, you were at Gravelly Point. Like, I mean, this has just changed the whole night. What do you think about all this as you're kind of standing here looking at all the response going on?
I'm really just in awe. Of course, it's terrible what happened tonight, but I think that it's crazy that we got to experience what happened tonight.